that he was born to become. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you are asking, I know that last Sunday you came, you heard about the consecration. You have been asking yourself, oh God, how am I going to consecrate myself? You must understand that God works with us in a mysterious way, and God works with us in a kind of awesome way. Moses had the burden, but Moses never understood the step to take for that burden to be fulfilled. Many of you have burdens to serve God. Many of you have burdens to become businessmen. Many of you have burdens to become teachers. Many of you have burdens to become married women and men. But one thing you must understand is that you must have the ability that empowers you to stay on what you have the burden to become. Ladies and gentlemen, Moses had a burden. He had a burden to become an effective and a righteous judge. Ladies and gentlemen, if you see from the young beginning of Moses, Moses did not become a prophet of God or a lover of God by day. Moses started it from young. But one thing you must understand is that there are some of you at your young age, you want to become successful. You have a burden to help your family. Some of you have a burden to become relevant in society so you can help the less privileged. But one thing you must understand, there are some things that needs to be done, and one of that thing is called consecration. And I began to ask God, why did you show me the situation of Moses? And God told me something. Do you know what God told me? Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that the consecration of Moses, it began based on circumstances of life? Circumstances. Moses had a burden, but there was no circumstances to trigger that burden to manifest. There are some of you, you have a burden to serve God. It takes, let me tell you people something. There was a time in my life when I was in Cyprus, I had a burden to serve God, but there was nothing to push me. And God caused one of my aunties to be sick. And God told me in a revelation, He says, if she dies, her blood is going to be in your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, through that circumstances and revelation, I began to serve God. I began to fast and pray. I began to pray. That woman even came here in the first service. I began to pray. I was preaching on that first service. She was crying. I only me could understand. It's because that God pushed me. I fasted and prayed for her. Not 1 day, not 2 days. I fasted for 40 days. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some things in life that cannot be fulfilled if circumstances does not manifest. Some of you want to become big. Some of you want to be relevant. Some of you want to be used by God. It takes circumstances for you to step into consecration. Moses had a burden, but there was no circumstances to trigger the manifestation of that burden. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some circumstances in your life that